coming to this channel. With me was your concern. I say please, you can like the video, you can share the video, you can subscribe to the channel. I know it has been a while, I've not been able to drop any video on this channel. I was so busy, I'm so sorry about that. It's unlike me, but you know, when you have a lot in your hands, things like this happen. But nevertheless, by the grace of God, as I said earlier, I'm going to be dropping some videos here. Is to heal marriage, is to bring marriage back to life, is to make us understand what we have committed ourselves into. I've been having this question, I've had a lot of inbox, and I have a lot of questions that haven't been answered. But I'm going to be using this medium or this process to answer your question, or I'm going to use this topic to answer most of your question. And if you feel that your question has not been answered, you can definitely drop me a message, as we always do. We're on Facebook. Women Was Your Concern. You can find us there. May God bless you all as you come back to this channel. So we're going to be looking at the topic, and by the grace of God, we're going to talk about it just to understand some set things. We're going to be looking at this topic, which says, is marriage a choice or a decision? Yeah, I do see marriage. I see marriage as a choice, in the sense that it will get to that time in your life. You want to be settled. You want to live your life with someone you feel you loved. You want to start your own family. You want to raise up children. You want to be called a mom, or you want to raise up a beautiful children the way we do dream of it. But I just want to use this opportunity to tell us it takes a long way for you to build your home. Sorry about the noise. You know, for you to build your home. So that is why making a decision to get married is very, very committing. It is committing in the sense that I've seen so many people. Why do I say it's a choice? I say it's a choice because marriage is not supposed to be a competition. You don't want to go into marriage because you see others of your age. They're married, they've given birth, they're living their own life. Because of that, you want to get into it. So that is where most of us will get it wrong. Marriage is not supposed to be like that. Marriage is supposed to be a decision you have to make. Marriage is supposed to be a choice, you have to make. Making the choice, you have to be committed to that choice. Yeah, you have to be committed to the choice you have chosen. You have so many options. If you don't want to marry, it's up to you. But if you want to marry, it's a choice you have taken, so you have to work towards it. Because I know marriages do break up due to some little, I call it minor issue. There are different ways we address issues in marriage. So many different ways. But we should know that communication matters a lot, in the sense that in my home especially, I like to talk about things. I can't just leave things lie. No, I like to talk about it. We address it that very moment, then everything goes down. That is the way I function in my home. It might not work for you that way, but I just want to let you know, a marriage without communication is a dead marriage. So I just want to let us know about that. Please, we should be aware. When you're making this choice, you need to be prepared for so many things, because it's not going to be rosy out there. It's not going to be beautiful. You have to commit yourself. You have to commit everything about you. You need to be ready for the ups and downs. We should have that mindset. We should have the IQ, in the sense that it's not a competition. It's not what you just jump in and jump out. Because others are doing it, you want to do it. Because others want to marry, you want to marry. Because others want to bear children, you want to bear children. You can be 40, you can be 45, you can be as many age as you can. But what you should understand is that marriage is a choice. You make that choice, you work towards that choice. By the time you have the ability and you have the knowledge that this is the choice I have chosen, you will do everything possible to build that home, especially when you started having kids. Because when kids are involved, we need to be very, very careful, because we don't want them to go through the trauma most of us went through when we were young, or what we seen while we were growing up. We don't want our kids to say all these things. So that is the main reason we need to be careful. We need to be very, 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 very wise while we taking that choice. It is a choice. You need to work it. You need to be committed. You need to give 100%. It is 100%, not 50-50. That is where most of us get it wrong. It's not 50. It's 100%. How do you put your 100%? Especially in this place where we live, in the Western world. Let me use that word. In the Western world, you cannot just be married to a man who goes out every day, bring money in. You just stay at home. All you have to do, you do something that is not meaningful. You do something that doesn't even edify the family. Do something that doesn't give glory to God and the family. You do something that doesn't make provisions for the family. Even the Bible talks about it. You should be a woman your husband is proud of. No matter how bad it might be, you should be that woman. You should be a woman that the husband will always like to seek permission and say, honey, what did you think about this thing? But there should be so many attributes in you that will make your husband trust you. There will be so many commitments. There's a lot of the way you've committed in the marriage. This will make your husband trust you. You shouldn't just be a wife. You should be his helper as well. You should be the one when he's not at home. You should say, I know my home is okay, in the sense that he has the trust that you can easily undo wherever he's stopped, you can take care from there. So it should be a thing of a choice. So when you're making this choice, you need to be very, very ready to you need to be prepared for everything that goes with that choice you have chosen. If you want to become something in life, it's a choice that you have made. So you need to work towards it. That is how marriage is. Some people say, God give me this man. God doesn't give me these days. During the time of Adam and Eve, God stopped. That's why in the book of Proverbs, it said, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. So, and obtain favor from the Lord. So if you find a wife, you find it a good thing, and you've obtained favor from the Lord. So that's what the Bible says. Automatically, if your man is marrying you, he has found a good thing, and the favor that goes with that goes with it. So you cannot just be a liability to your husband. You cannot just be the one that doesn't contribute to it. No, you cannot just be the one that always say, I can't be bothered in a marriage. You people have to, two of you have to be bothered. You two of you have to be committed into it. And I pray God is going to open our eyes, our physical eyes and the spiritual eyes. You cannot be praying and say, God, build my home. You are not letting what has happened to go. That is why I said communication matters a lot. Talk about it. It works. Talks about it. When he talks about it, you just split it out, and that is it. If your man is a God-fearing one, this is another thing. That is why when you're making that choice, you have to look at the circumstances surrounding that choice. You have to look at the future of the man. Likewise, the man is doing the same thing. Look, if this woman is going to be the woman for the rest of my life, you have to look at the circumstances surrounding you as a woman. You have to look at if you're you're the woman that is productive, in the sense that not just bearing children. You should know how to use one plus one to bring something to the table. This is what whole marriage is all about. So we should be very, 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 very careful when they say, I'm not bothered anymore. If I'm in, if it doesn't work, I'll be out. No, let it work. You need to let it work. Let it work for the sake of the young ones coming. Let it work for the sake of your children coming. Let it work for people to see marriage as a beautiful. It is a beautiful thing when you understand who you're with, when you know who you're with, when you're dealing with the right person. That is why when you're going for that choice, look at the background of the family. Look at where the family is coming from. Look at the man that will not talk you down. The man that will rather bring the best out of you. The man that will be very, very proud anytime, any day, and say, this is my wife, this is the man, this is the woman I want to spend the rest of my life with. He should be proud of so many things around you. He should bring everything that you think you cannot do. He should be able to polish you to his own taste. Likewise, the same goes to the woman. If you know that the man has a future, how does he have a future? How will you know? It's not all about money. It's not all about money. You should know when there are so many men or so many young guys that has money, but they don't have manners, they don't have respect. They talk to you anyhow. They even before they can even talk, before they will even talk to you, they refer to your parents. These are some of the things you should look out for. If the guy is like that from the beginning, and you see all this, and you still decide to go in, it was your choice. That was what you bargained for. So that is what you're having. So by the grace of God, we're gonna be seeing more of this topic, and I'm not gonna